Hi, I'm Brenda. Welcome to Nana's Hidden Apron. I keep thinking about cinnamon rolls. Let's make some. I have some stuff pre-mixed, or pre-measured I should say. In my bowl, I have 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese and 2.5 ounces of cream cheese. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt these together, and I'm going to do it at 30-second intervals. Pay no mind to my dirty microwave. I will clean it out today. Okay. Round 3. Okay, this was heated up for 1 minute and 15 seconds. After your 1 minute mark, go ahead and start heating it every 15 seconds instead of 30, because we definitely do not want to over melt our cheeses. This of course is going to be like the fathead dough recipe. That turned off. Now in here I have 3/4 cup of almond flour. I have a tablespoon of coconut flour and half a teaspoon of baking powder. And we're going to mix this in together to form our dough. Now, we may have to get our hands in this. Everybody knows how this fathead dough sometimes needs that TLC from a throwdown of hands. Which is exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do, because I know that's how this does best. It's not too hot to handle, so it's fine. But we're going to work it and knead this in to the cheeses. Okay, now that is what it's going to look like. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. I've already got my surface prepared. So we can, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this in between 2 sheets of parchment paper, or if you have Silpat, whichever, yeah, the Silpat mats, whichever one you want to use. But we're going to dump this out, and we're going to roll it out in between these 2 sheets to try to get about a 13 by 8 or so rectangle. That's hang on. This. No. This. Yes. We have our parchment top off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some butter. Oh, excuse me. Room temperature butter. And we're going to spread this around on our dough. You can use a butter knife if you want to. But let's make sure and we get it all over the dough, because this is what's going to hold our center ingredients together. And what I've got for that, for your cinnamon mix, I've got, this is a tablespoon of room temperature butter. Don't melt it, just, you want it room temp, so you can just spread it on there. And you can use your butter knife if you want to. But I've got mixed up right here in this bowl, I've got 2 tablespoons of brown swerve sweetener. And did I say tablespoon? It's tablespoons. And I also have a tablespoon of cinnamon. Now, if you prefer, you can use the white stevia, the white sweetener, whatever sweetener you use, you can. That's what you want to put on here. I just prefer to use the brown when I do most of my baking. I think it makes it gives it a much better flavor, and you don't have all of the, sorry, washing that butter off my hand, of course. You don't have all of the aftertaste that a lot of times you can get when you use just the white stevia. So we're going to do that. Now, we're also going to make a delicious frosting for these after we get these in the oven. Now, here's our next part. Put that over there. This is the sweetener and the cinnamon, and we're just going to spread it all over our dough. Now, this would be the time after you sprinkle this out. If you want to put nuts in yours, this is when you would want to do that. Pecans, some roasted pecans or roasted walnuts, diced up, chopped up, put in the middle of this would be divine. Those of you that are familiar with me and my channel, you know I can't eat nuts, but I can try to make this taste delicious just with these ingredients. You don't have to put nuts in it if you don't want to. We're going to take care of making sure that we get all of the goodness we can on here. Okay? That's what we're going to try to do. Now, I'm going to spread this out. Take it all the way to the edges. I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. It's actually already preheated. You turn that on before you get started with this. And it's always best to go ahead and have all of your ingredients together. Get them all out and spread them across your counter like I do here. See that? That's everything we're using. That way I don't forget things. I've been known to forget to put eggs in things. And then I'm like, why is this not working right? And gee whiz, turn around and look on the counter. There lays an egg like over here by this rooster or something. Like the rooster laid it, you know. Anyhow, let's get this spread out. This smells so good already. Y'all already know it does. It smells so good. Now, our pan that we're going to use, let me go ahead and show you that. We're going to use a muffin pan. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use just your basic standard size muffin pan. And you're going to spray it with nonstick spray. We should get about 8 rolls out of this. I might get more. I was thinking about rolling it this direction, but I think I'm going to roll it this direction instead. Now, when you roll it, you want to roll it good and tight. So So we're going to get started on that part. If you've made a, hope it doesn't stick so much. If you've made like a pumpkin roll or something like that, it's kind of the same process. So we're using the wax paper to roll it with. Don't mash it, just roll it. Okay, don't mash it. We're rolling it, getting it to stick together. That's what we're doing. But it needs to be tight. Now, it does need to be tight so that it will keep its form. I'm pretty sure we're going to get more than 8 out of this with me rolling it that direction. I like how that's looking. That's what I do. I like how it's looking. Now, let's get it moved right here. And we're going to put that seam down. Now, our next thing we're going to do is, you want your good sharp knife. This is the one I used to cut my butter off with, and that's what I'm going to do. But we're going to start slicing these. Slice them thick, about 1 inch. I might have to get 2 pans out. Just snip that off and put it over here with this one. Oops. Okay, so our pan, I'm just going to spray some of this on it. Out of the way, and now let's try to get this rolled. Oops, I lost the inside of it there. Let's get this in here. I'm gonna put them in there like that. Just try to be careful when you pick them up. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just wrap it around here. Give it just a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. It'll be okay. There we go. See? And for this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put that in there, and then we're going to piece them together so that every one of them has a really good, yummy bite about it. Okay? And mash that down just a wee bit. There we go. See? Wipe up a little bit of my mess here right quick. Now, the next thing I want to do, I just want to smash them down in there just a wee bit. Because I have another topping I'm going to put on. This is the same mix that I put on the inside, except it's got the butter added into it. And I'm just going to put just a little bit on the top of each one of them. Like I said, that gives it that added yum, because I can't put nuts on it or in it. So we're going to give it just a little extra yum. Now, we're going to put this in the oven. Let it bake for about 20 minutes. And then we'll come back and check it. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this mess. And then we'll get started on the frosting. Be back in a few. If you all haven't subscribed yet, please do click the subscribe button and ring that bell so that you will know each time I put new content on. Give me a thumbs up. That helps me tremendously if you would do that, please. If you know people that might be interested in this type of dessert, yes, it's a dessert or breakfast or what have you, keto, low carb, it doesn't matter. These are going to taste so good. But share my content with other people. Really does help us out as creators for YouTube. Alright, let's get back to business. Okay, let's go ahead and get this made. I got my mess kind of cleaned up. Now, this is a simple one. Really simple. Let's hope it turns out good. We're just going to do 2 tablespoons of everything. Well, this is 2 ounces of cream cheese. We're going to do 2 of everything. 2 ounces of cream cheese. You know, if it's room temperature, that's better. You might have to stick it in your microwave and warm it up a little bit otherwise. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of powdered sweetener. As I've said before, I make my own here at the house. All you got to do is get you a little grinder and take your regular stevia, white stevia, and put it in that grinder and just grind it right up. Works great, I think, anyway. Now, I'm going to start out with 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, and then we'll add more to it. This is the same bowl that I had my cinnamon and my brown stevia in, so it's just picking up a little bit of that leftovers in there. I think it looks really tasty. All right, let's give this a stir around. I'm just going to start out with 1 cup of the heavy whipping cream, or not a cup, no, 1 tablespoon of the heavy whipping cream, because I believe that's all we need. Now we're going to put all this away. Going to leave this sitting out. If you want to, you can stick it in your fridge. But in about 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to check these rolls and see how they've turned out. Let's check and see if these are done. I've actually checked on them once and they weren't they weren't brown like I wanted them to be. So I'm going to leave them in there for another 5 minutes, and it's only got like 30 seconds to go. So I've got 25 minutes in on them so far. This, that's delicious. And it's going to taste so good on these. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's get these out and see. Yeah, let's try it. Get you guys sitting right there. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Yeah, they're round on the top. Now, how many macros? How many this? How many that? Honestly, about the closest I can tell you is, let me turn that oven off, is that these, look at that, aren't those just pretty? Oh man. Because I don't put nuts in it, and I only used 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, I'm going to estimate these, 1 serving obviously is 1 cinnamon roll. So I'm going to say, as far as net carbs go, probably 1 to 1.5. No more than 2 though. Oh, this smells good. Now, I have to wait, let them cool down. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get them out of the pan. Then I've got to let them cool down before I put that, obviously before I put the frosting on top, because it'll just melt off and we'll lose all that goodness. Okay, let me get y'all sit down here. And let me get me something to get those pretty things out of there with. Okay, let's see if we can't get one of these out of the pan. Ooh. Sticking just a little bit. Spray your pan a little bit better than I did, okay? Oh, look at that. Would you just look at that? Ah, smells divine. There's the bottom of it. Yummy. Buttery. And it made a little pocket so we can put our filling in it so it won't fall out. Now, let me get these out of here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, put a little bit of this on it. Wow. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I haven't had breakfast. You guys know what's fixing to happen here, right? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Hey, even if you don't eat keto, give this recipe a try. I guarantee you, you'll love it. My goodness. I still have to put the filling in all of these others, and then I'll be right back. Look, there's a little one. I might just have to have that one too. Alright. Let me get my hands washed off over here. Alright guys. There you go. Guys and gals. I've never made them, but fathead dough, swerve, cream cheese. Mercy, it's good. So Tom made it home from work. Most of his breaks, he's heard me talking about these. That's right. So he's sitting down over here waiting patiently for a little smackerel. So
they'll smell amazing. Let's see what we got here.
Aren't those good?
Can I have another fork?
I believe this is one of the best recipes that I've made so far. Trial and error comes into play often. I'm going to leave him alone, let him enjoy those.
Thank you, baby. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. A lot of time trial and error comes into play when you're trying to convert recipes from regular foods and regular sugars to low carb, keto, sugar free, so on. And I think I hit this one on the nail this time. Hit the nail on the head, I guess I should say. Give it a try. I assure you, you're going to like it. You all take care. See you next time. Bye.